Hello everyone, this is Sue from Sue's Paper Creations, and today I am here with you to create some projects using the Sure Do Love You bundle from the Occasions catalog. So I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada, so any of the products that are featured in this video are Stampin' Up! Products, and you can buy any of those products. I sell them through my online store, so you just have to go to Sue Phillip, 1L no S, .stampinup.net. You can punch in the host code for any order that you've got that is under $200, and I will send you out one of my fabulous, I'll show you here, card kits. So I've got these card kits, custom card kits that I have made up that has everything in it, including embellishments and ribbons and all your layers to make 4 fabulous cards. So that is my little thank you to anyone who places an order over $50 before shipping and handling and taxes. I always stick those in the mail for you guys so they arrive. And also, if you hit $60 mark, we are in that magical time of year where there is celebration. So we don't want to forget about that. You get freebies for every $60 that you spend. So 120 order gets you 2 of these $60 items, or Celebration has a new level. There's a couple items in the book that when you hit the 120 mark, you could pick a larger stamp set or a beautiful set of thinlits. So those are options at the 120 mark. And then there is 11 different items that you can pick from for $60. So you don't want to forget about that. It's a great time of year to stock up on things and then get a little extra bonus. Okay, so let's get on with the projects today. With this beautiful set, you find everything that we're going to be using on page 18 and 19 on the Occasions catalog. So there it is, Painted with Love. We're going to use the gorgeous papers from Painted with Love Specialty Papers. We are going to use this bundle. This one here, the Lot of Love box framelit dies. It creates gorgeous little boxes, which I'm going to show you. But I also, that's not what I'm going to demonstrate today. I want to demonstrate to you alternate projects with this little box, okay? So that's kind of the fun is, yes, you can make the boxes, but you can do other things. So it makes it a little bit more versatile when you get these sort of things, okay? And we're going to use these little tiny narrow note cards, which are awesome, okay? So first, I will show you the actual box that you can make with this big piece of the die. This here, when you cut it out, gives you one side of the box. So you actually cut 2 of these to create a box. And I told you that, I don't know if I mentioned it yet or not, but this box can be used for not only Valentine's, because there's heart cutouts and stuff in the set. You got to think beyond that, and you can use this for any type of box that you want to make. So this is just a masculine box that I made using some other items that we have in the Occasions catalog, the Truly Tailored stamp set, and then we've got the coordinating punch in the bundle, and then these are the gorgeous papers, the manly papers that we've got in there in the Night of Navy and Tranquil Tide. So there's a whole bunch of different papers. So that is just the actual box. When you make it up, this is what it looks like. Okay, it's an awesome little box for goodies or whatever you want to stick in there. You can even put a gift card in there with all your loot. Okay, you can make little window ones. So again, this is going back to our Painted with Love Designer Series papers. And on the front panel of one of the pieces, when I created this box, I just put a little heart. First, I put my Designer Series paper on top. So you would put in your Designer Series paper, glue it on, and then you would run just this one panel through the Big Shot. Stick a little, one of our window sheets, a piece of the window sheet on the back, and then that's how you would get a little transparency window on your little box. And again, you could think of all your other framelits that you've got. You could do circles and squares or whatever you want with this box template, okay? All right, so let's get on to some alternate projects because that's what I was most excited to share with you. One of them is a adorable little purse that holds a little tiny Ghirardelli candy in there, one of those little chocolates. And then the other one is a little tiny half box, and so this has a couple features to it. So this is just a little half box that we've made instead of a full box, okay? Then inside I put, again, one of those little Ghirardelli chocolates and some cinnamon hearts, but then in behind, this is the hidden treasure, we have got a little love note card, and this is again those narrow notes I was telling you about. I just decorated the envelope so that it makes a beautiful backdrop to your box, but when you open it up, there is a gorgeous little matching note card that you can write on, okay? So I'm going to show you how to make the half box, and we'll make the little note card, and then I'm also going to show you how to make this adorable purse. Okay, so I'm going to put this aside and we are going to get started. Ink pads I'm going to be using today are going to be the Melon Mambo and the Calypso Coral. I'm going to bring in our tear and tape because you definitely want to use either tear and tape or fast fuse when you're creating these boxes. You want them to be able to stay together and stick really well. So I've got my tear tape. I'm going to bring in a little bit of ribbon for a handle. And the first thing I'm going to show you how to do is to make this cute, adorable little chocolate holder. So my thoughts with this chocolate holder are, you could use any papers. These papers that we're using are the Painted with Love, and I'm just going to take a quick look and show you them because they're gorgeous. They have got gold on every single sheet of these. They are double-sided, and one side of them has the gorgeous gold on it, and there's some beautiful, beautiful kind of abstract pieces, as well as the gorgeous stripe that we're using on the side. And of course, they're double-sided. These ones are extra thick too, so they're great for the boxes, and we have got lots of fun patterns on the back. So that's what we're going to pull in, is one strip of that Designer Series paper to make this little chocolate holder. So I think that this chocolate holder would be great for party favors, but I also think that it would be awesome hanging over the bottle of the top of a bottle of even bath salts, or a bottle of wine and chocolate. You know, all those sort of things I think would be really cute for it. Little pillow gift, you know, if you're having guests over to spend the night, whatever you want to use it for, I think it would be really cute. And any time of year, really, you just have to switch up the papers. So for this paper, I don't like to waste. So when I saw this die here, this is actually 6.5 inches. So for this little candy holder, I wanted to work in pieces that were 3 by 6, because then you can actually get 8 of them out of one of your 12 by 12 pieces of Designer Series paper. So that meant that if I took a sheet of 6 by 6, when I ran it through the Big Shot, I just place it over, I want to make sure that I have this curved edge here. I place it over that curved edge, centered it in the middle, and I just ran it through the Big Shot. Okay, these here are the side panels of the box, and we don't need that for this project. So you just put a 3-inch strip down the middle, and that works perfect. So it cuts out the tip here. It also gives you, can you guys see the score lines that it gives you in there? Because you want those score lines. And then you're going to add a couple extra score lines to your project. So I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Trimmer here, and because I'm using the little Ghirardelli chocolates, I needed a little, I'll just pull one out of the bag here so you guys can see this. I need a little space in there to fit that chocolate. So what I did was, this here is going to be the top flap of the little purse. Okay, so I folded that over so I could really see where the score line was, and you can see that there's actually 2 score lines on the top of the box, because this would be the part of the flap that tucks into the box, but we're not going to use it that way. So you don't want to crease that top score line, you just want to crease the second one, the one that goes kind of all the way across a little bit further down, okay? Then you're going to take that mark, that little score line, and you're going to measure it up with 2 1/4, and I've already done it on here, so I'm just going to pretend I'm doing it again. I just scored it once, and then I moved it down to 2 1/2, and I scored it again. And what that gives you is these 2 little score lines here that when you crease them, that is the little pocket where the chocolate's going to go in. Okay, so let's finish this off. Now, I have to tell you, this is actually my second take for this video, because when I got halfway through the project the first time, I don't know, I bumped something, I hit the table, and my whole camera fell down. I had, you know, ink pads everywhere. It ended up hitting an ink pad, and it made a big, huge mess. It actually would have been quite entertaining for you guys. You know, I just started laughing automatically, and I thought, okay, I have to start all over again because it was such a gong show. But so this is actually take 2. So that's why I had already had those score marks in there for you. All right, so now I'm going to place my ribbon that is going to make my little loop on my purse. And to do that, I'm going to just bring in my little glue dots. And on the actual crease, I am going to place 1 on each side. So this is that top little flap. And you're doing this on the inside of your purse. So this is my outside. I'm putting my little glue dots, and I put it right where that crease is because I actually want the ribbon to go right over the crease. So you can see that it's right over the crease. I don't want it on one side or the other. I want it kind of right over that crease line. I'm going to loop it. And then I'm going to tuck it in here. So I've got about maybe 5 inches of ribbon here. So you want enough that you get a little bit of a loop there, okay? And then we're ready to just pop in our chocolate. So this is where our little double score is on the bottom here. And you want to keep that in mind. Put your chocolate right in the center, like that. And then you're going to fold this down, and you're just going to add another little glue dot here and fold down the flap. So again, I don't like to waste, and so when I was cutting out all these other pieces, I had little tiny pieces of trim left, and I used the other dies. We've got like 3 little tiny heart ones. There's one other one over here, and I just cut a bunch of them to have on hand for little embellishments. So I'm going to take a dimension, and I'm just going to pop that over the closure just to add a little something something, and it's got the gold in there too, which is kind of nice. Okay, so there you have it. There is the little chocolate. So that's our first little project. So I think those are awesome little gifts. They would actually be really good for kids' Valentines to give out at school, and you could always write a little note to and from on the top of the flap. So I think those would be kind of fun. If you didn't want to have the whole feminine handle for the boys in the class, you could actually just make the little flap, and you wouldn't have to add the handle. So it would be more like a little wallet than a little purse. Okay, so anyways, that is that one project. So let's get into this half box and our little note card. So for the half box, I'm going to show you what I did to alter that one for cutting. Let me find my die here. Here it is. So you need 1 full side. So that is the bottom here. So I cut 1 full side out of a piece of... The nice thing is the width of this is actually 4 1/4. So you can cut down, straight down 1 strip of your 8.5 by 11. You can cut straight down that, and you are going to end up with being able to fit that onto the die there. You're going to end up with a piece, let's see if I've got one here, that is about this size left. This is just a different color, but you're going to end up with a piece like this, and this is about the size that you need for your half box. So then you can just place this over top, and you can cut a little half piece, and that is going to make your card front. Now, I wanted to use decorative paper on the front, so I just cut a strip of 4 inches, because again, I like to work in using that full sheet of 12 by 12, so cut it in 4-inch strips, all even, so I can get the most out of that. And I just place that over top of my die, and I cut a little half box. So you don't need this half, you need this half with the tab. Okay, so you're gonna use 1 full one, 1 half one. Okay, now we're gonna bring in our tear and tape. This is where we start to get sticky here. And first thing you want to do is you want to make sure you have all your creases nice and stiff there. Now, important for this piece is not to crease this top flat, because you want to actually leave that flat for the back of your box, but you do want to crease these little tabs here, and you're actually going to cut them off, because you don't need those tabs for the back of the box. We just need the sides, because we're just doing a half box, not a full one. Okay, so we're going to get rid of that. So that's what we're going to do with that large piece. Now for the half one, you are going to fold all your sides, and you're going to fold these little tabs. Now, when you're doing assembling of this box, it's important to have your tabs folded like that. And I'm going to show you for alignment wise why that is important. It really, really helped me with alignment. I had a couple people in class that had a hard time. Like if this is flat, say this is a full one, and you just line it up like that to glue the sides together, because you have these circular tabs on either side when you're doing a big box, you end up gluing over the tabs. So you don't want that. You want to have that butt up against it like this. So if you have your tab folded and you kind of have it up, it acts as a little stopper for when you're putting the sides together, so you know where that has to tuck in. Okay, so I'll show you that in a sec once we put this together. All right, so for this box, I had the decorative sides overlapping this plain Melon Mambo, because I wanted to have the decorativeness on the sides as well. If you wanted, you could tuck it so you have the pink sides, but I like the fancy stuff wrapped around the sides. Okay, so therefore you need to put your tear tape just on this little half box, and you're going to tuck it on these little sides. Don't cover your tabs. Got a little extra there. And this one here. Actually, all my family members are going to get these little boxes. I think they're so sweet. Okay, so then what you're going to do is you're going to take this one and you're going to line up the sides. And I'm going to show you the best way to do this. Take off one side of your tear tape. And you want to, I like to hold it on an angle like this. I'm going to try and hold it up closer to the camera for you. But I have this flat on my paper. Get that out of the way. And I have the little tab up so that I know where to stop it. And then I bring this one in and I just tuck it in tight, right up against, and make sure that it goes all the way to that little tab. Okay, so again, I put that tab up. It's like a little stopper, so I know how far it has to go up. Okay, and then you have a nice tight box too. All right, so I put that on that side, and then once you have it on that side, you can actually lay it flat, fold this part over like this. Okay, and then you can just pull the glue on this one. And actually I got to fold it one more over. So I'm folding it so that you can see this pattern here. And I'm tucking this tab in. And then I'm just laying it over top of the other one. And that's automatically going to make it flush. Okay, and then you don't have to do the guesswork on the second one. Okay, and then it's like you've put together the box flat. You pop it back up, just like that. And you tuck in your tabs. All right, I hope that makes sense. I hope you guys can understand that on the video. But that is how you have that little half box. Isn't that sweet? So now we're going to decorate. So I'm going to bring in a couple stamps. I've actually already stamped them on a piece of paper just to, so that you can see this a little quicker. I stamped this one here on, let's bring up my big shot. I did that on the powder pink, and I stamped it in Calypso Coral, and then I did this one white on Melon Mambo. So I just need the dies that I used. Let's see here. Where did you go? There you are. Perfect. And I use my magnetic sheet so that you can just put these into place and then you don't have to worry about it. And I can do them both at the same time, just like that. Perfect. I'm going to run that through. And you guys may think, well, I didn't see the Sure Do Love You on the actual box. And you know what? You're right, you didn't. And the reason why you didn't see that is because all that I wanted to be able to see is this decorative little ribbon piece. Okay, so you can strategically, let's get my other pieces out here, and I'm going to put this big shot aside. You can strategically place on the front of your box this little ribbon, so you can put that down first. I don't have my snail here, so I'll just grab a piece of this tear tape. Put that on. Come on. There we go. So I put that over top like this. Okay. So I have the little ribbon pieces. And then I just strategically placed my heart over top so you don't even see the wording. So if you don't want that wording on there, but you want the little ribbon pieces, then that's what you can do. So when you are looking at your stamp sets and stuff, you want to consider that. Like, look at your stamps in pieces, because you don't have to see the entire stamp when you're putting things together. So even if you wanted, say, these ribbon tails on a birthday card and you punched out a whole bunch of balloons, you could cover up, you know, the saying with strategically placing a bunch of balloons with ribbons and stuff, so you still have the tails on the ends, but you don't see the writing. Okay, so just think of that when you're putting certain things together. Okay, little tip for you guys. All right, so now that I have got this done, oh, I have to add again. I got to use up all my little pieces of all the other the scraps from what I've been cutting out. So I had enough to make a bunch of these little hearts. I love adding all the little extra pieces. Add a little heart on there. I think that's so cute. Okay, I'm going to put that aside, and we're going to bring in our narrow note cards. So these narrow note cards are awesome. They are super sturdy, thick cardstock, and you get 20 of them, just like our regular note cards. You get 20 with 20 matching envelopes. Only these ones are just cuter. They're just a cuter size, and check out these envelopes. Isn't that adorable? It has a little curved side to it. If you wanted to, you could even get really creative and punch out, I think it is 1 3/4 circle, and you could insert that in there, and it will actually line your envelope, which is a really cute idea. We are going to line the envelope on the outside with this one. So I've got a strip of our fancy paper, and I'm going to add, come on, I'm going to add a little bit onto the side of the envelope. And remember, I'm decorating up this envelope because this is also becomes a backdrop for our candy box, right? Our half little candy box. So you're actually going to see this envelope in the background. And so that's why I wanted to just make it a little bit more decorative, okay? And then I like to coordinate my cards and my envelopes. So I'm going to add a little bit to the front of my card too. And let's face it, this paper is just gorgeous. It's just delicious. I love it. Love the gold running through it. Okay, so there we have our note card and our envelope. Now I'm going to add a few little stamps. On our envelope, I'm just going to add a little Be Mine. And again, I'm putting it in the top corner. Make sure it's on the top of your envelope. I didn't check first. That was lucky. But you want to do that so that you can actually see it just hanging in the background of the box. So again, it's part of your backdrop. So I'm going to put that aside. That's done. And then I'm going to add just a couple little hearts. I'm going to bring in Calypso Coral for this, for the note card, just to tie all the colors together. And I'm going to do one up here, little Be Mine. And down here, I'm going to put I'm Yours. That's so cute. Bring that in for you guys so you can see a little bit more. There we are. Then I'm going to bring in scraps from the box. So again, the box front, there was extra pieces that were off to the side of where I was cutting. So I'm going to bring in that, and that's going to be my feature heart. Let's put that on there. So cute. Then I'm going to bring in, actually, I'm going to show you a little trick that Allison from Nice People Stamp, she had this little trick featured on a Valentine's card that she did, and it was making a doily, a little mini doily, out of our 1 1/4 new scallop punch. That's also in the New Occasions catalog. So what she did was she pierced all the way around the outside. Now for me, I have to have all my piercing, you know, to line up, and I like to have it, you know, even all the way around the outside. So I found a way to do that, and what I did was I took a 1-inch circle that I punched out, and I placed it in the center of the scallop, so that when I just have to find my piercing tool, I had everything right here. Let me see. Where are you? I'm thinking that it rolled away somewhere on me. Okay, I'm going to grab another one here. There it is. All right. Okay, we're back in business here. Okay, it was underneath something on another table. So for the 1-inch circle, and again, I'm going to just zoom it in a bit more so you guys can see this. So I have got this measured up. You see that? It's hard to see because it's white on white. I should have used a different color for you guys. But I've got that measured up so it's even. I'm going to put it down on my mat here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the center of each tip here, and I'm going to bring my piercing tool down to the mark where the paper is of that circle. Okay, so then all I have to do is I just go around and I make sure that it's in the center of, oh, let's see if I can get back in frame here for you guys, the center of that little scallop, and it's butting up against that 1-inch circle. So therefore I am even with my piercing marks all the way around. Becomes like a little template for me. And then that is what I end up with. Isn't that cute? It's like a little homemade doily. So thank you, Allison, for that little tip. I love it. And then, just like she did on hers, I'm going to add a little bit of gold thread, because this all these papers have all the beautiful gold all in around everything throughout the papers. I wanted to bring a little bit of gold in just to add a little extra something. And I want to show you also how I store my threads. So let's zoom out for you guys. So I keep them in the bag that they come in. And what I do is now I have my doily stuck to in my bag here. Get myself together here. And what I do is I just thread the end out through a corner of the bag here, right? So I've got it just all sealed in there except for this one corner. And I just pull it out through there. Therefore, then it stays on the bobbin here. I find if it's on the table, it starts to unravel and then it ends up a big mess, okay? So in this way, I just pull out what I need out of the bag. And I'm just going to start kind of looping it around the back, sticking it onto the couple dimensions that I've got there. And then I can see how much I've got hanging over the edge, so I can make sure that I've just got just a little bit. I don't like to be too patterned with this. I like it a little bit kind of random with my gold, and a little bit more on one side than the other. Kind of like a messy little bird's nest in behind there. Okay, now I'm going to add that over top. And you can see the little tiny bit of gold on there, how it adds the detail, okay? Then I have got a little tiny note that says, just for you. There it is there. And I'm just gonna put that across. So that is the card. That is your little, kind of like your little love note or your secret note in behind all your little treats. So that finished little card, isn't that cute? Goes with your matching envelope. I love it. And that just tucks into your envelope. So that's going to go in the back, just like that. I'm going to leave this one out so we can see it because it's so pretty. And I'll bring in the finished product here. I've got a little, so I tucked it in the back. Okay, your card is inside. You've got your box. Remember, you didn't crease the top because you want that to be flat. And then I just filled a little tiny bag with one of the chocolates. I've got some cinnamon hearts, and I tied it off with a little bit of Flirty Flamingo striped ribbon that we've got in the annual catalog because I love that combination there. And there is your finished Valentine's treat. So I hope you guys enjoyed those little alternate projects that you can do with this fabulous little Sure Do Love You bundle. So there is all the pieces for the box. And here again is your big, huge box piece. So remember, you not only get the pieces for the box, but you get this little banner piece, which again, you can cut that out in any shape and put it on all your cards. You even have a few little tiny leaves, and there's a little leaf sprig in here. So that can be used for any time of year. Same with hearts can be used for any time of year as well. One piece that I didn't use was this one here, but I'll just show you that if you do a little box and you want kind of a decorative little cut niche kind of, I don't know if that's even the right word. You want a little groove cut out of the top of it just to be a little bit more decorative. You can use those pieces for that. Okay. And yeah, that's what I've got for you. So again, you can find all this stuff in the current new occasions catalog. You can shop and buy these products through me, through my store. And if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you don't have a copy of the new catalog or the celebration catalog yet, let me know. I will mail you one. If you are within Canada, you can I can get that stuff to you. And if there's anything else you want to know about Celebration, the starter kit is a steal right now. It is $135. You get $165 worth of stuff. You also get all your catalogs and your business stuff that you need if you want to make a business out of it. A lot of people just join because the starter kit is a great deal. You get all that product for $165, but during Celebration, you also get to pick out 2 stamp sets for free out of any of our current catalogs of any value. So we have got some stamp sets that are up to $60 in value in our catalogs. So you could pick those stamp sets in your free starter kit. So you're looking at 2 free stamp sets, up to $125 for those ones, plus your kit, which you're picking and customizing it yourself with your products. Bonus, there is no shipping or anything else of that of extra costs on your starter kit. It is a straight $135. That's it. So without having to pay shipping and stuff, that saves you a lot too. So you're getting about over $300 in value for $135. So contact me if that's what you want to do. I would love for you guys to join my team, and we have, you know, lots of neat gatherings and stuff that we do. If you are across Canada, we can do little Zoom meetings and FaceTime, and we can definitely connect that way as well, as I have with some other demonstrators and some of my downlines. So enjoy your day. Hope you love these projects, and I will see you soon. Thanks. Bye.